Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to the March 25th meeting of the Brookhaven Town Board. And with that, I'd ask the clerk, Donna Lent, if she would call the roll.
Yes. Councilwoman Bonner.
I'm here.
Councilman Laval.
Present.
Councilman Legurcio.
Present.
Councilman Foley.
Here.
Councilman Panico.
Here.
Supervisor Romaine.
Present.
You have a quorum, sir.
With that, I would like us to stand and pledge our flag if we could. I pledge
Allegiance to the
To
flag
the flag
of
of the
the United States of America
To the
and
Republic.
to the republic which stands
one nation,
one
under
nation,
God,
God,
indivisible, and justice for all.
and justice for all. Thank you. And with that, we'll start off. We're going to have a moment of silence. And again, this year, we have so many people to offer our thoughts and prayers for who have been affected by COVID, directly or indirectly. But today we're going to offer our thoughts and prayers for those who wish to pray in a moment of silence. All those who work to save lives in hospitals, our ambulance workers, our firefighters, all of those who work to help people during this extraordinary time. So let's have a moment of silence. Thank you. And with my little gavel, we'll start the meeting, and I'll ask Donna reports to the board, and I believe you have a report.
Yes. I have a report of revenue for the town clerk's office for the month of February in the amount of $135,837.08. May I have a motion to accept report item 1?
So moved.
Second,
All those in favor?
aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Great. I have a quick report to the board. As you know, each year we take a special day out in the spring to encourage everyone to come out and join us, all types of groups, people, civic associations, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, you name it, to help clean up our town. And this year, the 13th annual Great Brookhaven Cleanup will be Saturday, May 15th. We encourage people to register, to participate for the cleanup beginning tomorrow at www.brookhavenny.gov. And for those who participate, we provide bags, gloves. Everyone that does the cleanup gets a t-shirt for everyone that registers to participate. Who can participate? Anyone. If you're just one person, you got it. If you're a group of people, a civic association, a community group, a Rotary, Lions, Kiwanis, Boy Scout, Girl Scout, you register, send someone, we give you bags, we give you gloves, we give you pickers, and everyone gets a free t-shirt. It's our way of encouraging everyone to keep Brookhaven beautiful. And it's a great program. It's a great cleanup. We have removed thousands of pounds of roadside garbage and litter. And I cannot thank the people enough. Even during the pandemic, we had several thousand people throughout Brookhaven town going out on a Saturday morning or following day and cleaning up areas in their neighborhood. I cannot tell you what that means. It shows everyone on Long Island that we who live in this town, special town for those who live here, take pride in this town, and we're going to keep it clean. So I need everyone to help. I'll be out there with gloves and a picker and a bag, and I'll be meeting various groups. And Jane, who's our friendly friend, that our mascot that comes and helps us?
Oh, Kirby.
Kirby, he'll be out there.
Kirby will
will
be
be-
around. This is the
And-
time of year where we all get a lot of phone calls regarding roadside cleanups and litter. it's a little disheartening to drive around. So we like to empower the residents, and we all pitch in ourselves, and it makes Brookhaven even more beautiful than it is.
Great,
We could all do our part. We should all do our part.
super. Thank you. And that's the report that I have from the board to let everyone know. Let's get together, let's participate, let's keep Brookhaven clean, let's clean it up. And I'm looking forward to getting out there with everyone, getting a little sunshine. And we're meeting today. It's a beautiful day. For those who are inside, it's a shame because it's nice outside. But I can guarantee you May 15th is going to be wonderful. The weatherman has already told me, perfect weather for cleaning up your neighborhood. So let's pitch in.
No
Okay.
snow.
No snow. Absolutely. Okay. Communications consensus agenda. I think there's 2 items on it.
Yes. There are 2 items on the communication consensus agenda. May I have a motion to accept those items?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we move on to highway consensus agenda, which has 1 item.
Yes, 1 item. May I have a motion to accept this item, please?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And then we move on to,
One second, please.
sorry, I'm moving too fast.
Motion carries. And we can now go to the consensus resolution agenda.
Thank you. I move resolution C-48 to C-55, 2021. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And if you'll give me 1 second.
Thank you, Tom.
You can go ahead.
All right, I have resolution 192 of 21 is authorizing the supervisor, deputy supervisor to submit an application to New York State Department of Ag and Markets for farmers market designation program permit to be established at Town of Brookhaven Farmers Market and to classify the farmers market as a program for public goods. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Michael.
Michael, you're on mute.
Sorry. What? No. I got CD2 on this one.
Resolution 193.
193, Mike.
193, Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. Determination of the premises at 0 Doan Avenue, Bellport, New York to be unsafe is defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Ferretti LLC, and setting a public hearing by which the owner or other persons having an interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and the actions necessary to secure or remove same. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That public hearing will be held on April 29th, 2021 at 2:30 p.m.
Okay.
I'm trying. Okay. You can go ahead.
194 is authorization for appointment and reappointment of members to the Brookhaven Town Youth Board. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Neil.
Next.
Resolution 195 is designating the month of April as National Donate Life Month. And I'd like to speak on the resolution if you want to vote first, however you want to.
I'll second it so you can speak on it.
Thank you.
This is the clerk. I know the clerk's Donna knows, runs the show very strict.
Thank you for being indulgent, guys. You know that this cause is very near and dear to my heart. 5 years ago, I donated a kidney to a friend of mine, Tom D'Antonio. And there's some interesting statistics about organ donation and transplantation. Did you know that 2/3 of all kidney donors are women? That doesn't surprise me and probably wouldn't surprise Donna either, or Annette, but 2/3 are women. There are over 100,000 people waiting for kidneys right now. And every year, that number practically doubles. The median wait time is over 3 years. And so 3,000 patients are added each month. 13 people die each day while waiting for a kidney transplant. And every 14 seconds, someone is added to the transplant list. So obviously this is a cause that's near and dear to my heart. My colleagues always indulge me when I want to designate April as Donate Life Month. At the very least, if you're not going to consider sharing one of your spares, at least check off the organ donation box on your license. So thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Having been moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next,
Resolution 196 of 2021, approval of capital professional service requisition in excess of $25,000 for payment of services to perform by Nelson and Pope Engineering and Land Surveyors, PLLC, in connection with the Ocean Bay Park Bulkhead Project. So moved.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next,
Resolution 197 of 2021, award bid number 21006 Caterpillar Certified Powertrain Rebuilt of a 2010 Caterpillar D6T. So moved.
all
Second.
those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next,
Resolution 198 of 2021, approval of capital supplemental professional service requisition in excess of $25,000 for payment of services to be performed by Gerald Giosa for an extension of parking system consultant services. So moved.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, next,
Resolution 199 of 2021, authorizing the town board to designate Dime Community Bank as a sponsor of the town of Brookhaven's 2021 satellite paper shredding events and to accept a donation of the amount of $4,000 for this program. So moved.
Can I second that?
Sure.
Thank you.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 200 of 2021, authorizing the supervisor, deputy supervisor to execute permit applications for all regulatory agencies for Friends of Belport Bay to construct an oyster reef in their management area, Belport Bay. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Before,
Opposed?
before, I'm in favor of
Go
it.
ahead.
I just want to say, both Mike and I have worked with the Friends of Belport Bay. I know that Tom Schultz is probably listening, Katia Reed, and a whole host of other people. I cannot say thank you enough to the Friends of Belport Bay. They're one of our partners that we have in helping clean up our bays by growing oysters, which, as you know, filters bay water. They're doing a great job. I am a supporter of the Friends of Belport Bay. We have people out there with the Mauritius Bay Project in Mauritius Bay. We have other people and other groups, Stony Brook Yacht Club, and several others that are growing oysters in an attempt to clean our bays, but also to grow oysters and restore to our bays the shellfish. And Mike, I'll let you say a few words.
Thank you, Supervisor. You know, and it's funny because they're also wonderful educators. Every time we go there, they share a wealth of information. And I've learned so much about oysters and clams and shellfish and the wildlife in the bay. That's amazing. So I thank them for that as well.
Absolutely. I think, Mike, you and I should go down there and say thank you in person. Maybe after Easter, if you have some time, we'll take a trip right down just west of the village beach there, the area of the bay that we've given them to grow oysters, and say hello to Tom and anyone else that wants to show up. We'll see if we can set up something,
That'd be
okay?
wonderful. Thank you, Supervisor.
Great, thank you.
Having been moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
201 of 21 is granting permission to the Eastport Green Project to hang approximately 36 flowering baskets on street lampposts along Main Street in Eastport, New York. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 202 is authorizing the supervisor, deputy supervisor to submit a grant application to FM Global for the FM Global Fire Prevention Grant Program for funding of 3D camera equipment for fire investigations. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution number 20.
Pardon me?
Resolution 20, item 558.
Next.
Resolution 203 of 2021, authorization for settlement of acquisition for highway improvement project at Hospital Road Bridge, Patchogue. Owner is Panfer CO LLC. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next. Next.
Jane.
Sorry, guys. I was just getting clarification on one of the resos. Thank you. Resolution 204 is to amend the part-time seasonal salary schedule. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 205 is to amend Resolution 2021-170, authorize the Commissioner of Finance to amend the 2020 adopted budget to establish dedicated appropriations to record expenses related to Tropical Storm Isaias and the federal disaster declaration. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 206 of 2021, amending the resolution 0654 of 2020, adopting the 2021 fee schedule for the town of Brookhaven, Wilkesville Ecology Site. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 207 of 2021, authorization to enter into an intermunicipal agreement with the Patchrock Fire District to demolish structures at 19 Park Street, Patchogue, and 25 Park Street, Patchogue. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 208 is to authorize the Commissioner of Finance to transfer $164,000 from the Parktown General Fund Motor Vehicle Capital Reserve to Capital Fund to pay for fire prevention, investigations, and public safety vehicle purchases, and to amend the 2021 capital budget to include the new capital project. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 209 of 2021, rescind resolution 0304 of 2020, authorize the Commissioner of Department of Recycling and Sustainable Materials Management to suspend the deposit of post-closure tipping fee into the reserve fund for the next 8 months, and amend resolution 0384 of 2015. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 210, granting permission to the Axis Church to use Town Hall parking lot on March 27, 2021 as an Easter egg scavenger hunt stop. So moved.
Second.
Just on the
Okay.
motion real quick, I just want to put this out there. The 6th precinct had reached out Last year, obviously during the pandemic, during Easter, a lot of churches tried to come up with interesting ways to try to celebrate. They did the scavenger hunt last year. Hundreds of people came out and participated this year. The 6th precinct asked if they can use town hall as a stop, and I know the board was very excited to be able to do this. Everything's starting. Access Church is located at 2839 Route 112 in Medford. The instruction pickup is at the church between 10 and 11 a.m. This Saturday morning. So if you'd like to participate, bring the kids out. It gets a great turnout. They'll be going all over the area with different puzzles and events and things. So it should be a good event. I'll be here all morning, just handing out some information and the instructions to the next clue. So hope you can come out.
Sounds fun, Kevin.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 211 is designating the month of April 2021 in the town of Brookhaven as Sarcoidosis Awareness Month.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
On
Opposed?
the resolution, I'd just like to make people aware of that sarcoidosis is a condition that develops when groups of cells in your immune system form lumps called granulomas in various organs in the body. This inflammation leads to the formation and can be triggered by either infections or by certain substances in the environment. Very often, this affects organs in your body. Most often it affects the lungs and lymph nodes in the chest. Symptoms are extreme fatigue and have fever, and you may also have other symptoms depending on what organ is affected. Many people recover, but this disease is one that is insidious and sneaky and can cause permanent damage of scarring in the lungs and other organs. I myself know 3 people that have recently been diagnosed with this. So it seems that more people are becoming afflicted with it. And this Sarcoidosis Awareness Month is something that we've been honoring. A local resident, Frank Rivera, who really brought it to all of our attention. We've been doing this every year for the past 5 or 6 years that I can think of to bring awareness to it. So thank you to my colleagues for always supporting bringing awareness to various causes that are near and dear to all of us. So thank you.
Having been moved and seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
And resolution 212 is to authorize the Commissioner of Finance to record local law chapter 18B-4 disposition of surplus accounting entries in the fiscal year earned. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 213 of 2021 authorized the Commissioner of Finance to increase the general fund post-closure landfill reserve and the full and part-time highway fund snow reserves for fiscal year ending 2020 to a decrease in the unrestricted fund balance in those funds. And I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 214 of 2021, authorization for the supervisor, deputy supervisor to enter into an easement agreement with Sunrise Wind LLC, and I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 215 2021 to authorize a subcontractor agreement for certain services required pursuant to the contracts of 0064 2020 and 0065 of 2020, collection of refuse and recyclables. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 216 of 2021 is authorization to enter into a host community agreement with Sunrise Wind LLC. And I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 217 of 2021, granting permission to Boy Scout Troop 454 for the use of the town south parking lot at Brookhaven Town Hall to host drive-in movies at various dates, and I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
218 of 21 is setting a public hearing, consider enacting an introductory local law, Chapter 85 of the Code of the Town of Brookhaven, entitled Zoning, Section 8515, Certificates of Occupancy, Section 85190, entitled A Residence District, and Section 85879, entitled Yard Encroachment. So moved.
Second.
That public hearing will be held May 13th, 2021 at 5:30 PM. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
219 of 21 is setting a public hearing to consider enacting an introductory local law, amending Chapter 89 of the Code of the Town of Brookhaven, entitled Mortgage and Default Registry, Section 89.4, entitled Registration of Real Property in Default. So moved.
Second.
That public hearing will be held May 13th, 2000 I'm sorry. That public hearing will be held April 15th, 2021 at 5:30 PM. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 220 of 2021, authorizing the Port Jefferson Station Terryville Civic Association use of the town of Brookhaven's Terryville Union Hall. And I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
221 of 21 is authorizing an extension of Colonial Youth and Family Services temporary use of the town of Brookhaven's Mastic Recreation Center, otherwise known as Herkimer Center, Mastic, New York. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next. Next.
Authorization to extend COVID-19, excuse me, Community Development Block Grant subrecipient agreements for an additional 90 days is Resolution 222. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
223 of 21 is setting a public hearing to consider enacting an introductory local law, amending Chapter 30 of the Code of the Town of Brookhaven, entitled Fire Prevention, Section 30-119, entitled Permit Required. So moved.
Second.
That public hearing will be held April 29th, 2021 at 2:30 PM. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 224 of 2021, authorize the Commissioner of Finance to execute a budget-neutral transfers for the rehire of employees to support the reopening of the town of Brookhaven's recreation centers. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 225 of 2021 is to authorize the Commissioner of Finance to return unused proceeds received from the Shore and BMX Parents Association for the installation of a lighting system at Defense Hill Road Park. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 226 of 2021, authorization for a settlement of acquisition for a highway improvement project at Hospital Road Bridge, Patchogue. Owner is North Patchogue Fire District. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 227 of 2021 is 2021 various capital budget transfers. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 228 of 2021 is authorizing the Sixth Amendment of the contract between the County of Suffolk and the Town of Brookhaven for the operation of a nutrition program for the elderly. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 229 of 2021 is setting a public hearing for the increase and improvement of facilities for the Town of Brookhaven Sewer District Number 2 pursuant to Section 202-B of the New York State Town Law. So moved.
Second.
That public hearing will be held April 29, 2021 at 2:30 p.m. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next.
Resolution 230 of 2021, authorizing Boy Scout Troop 454 to host drive-in movie to be classified as a program for public good with the Town of Brookhaven as the co-sponsor of the program, thereby qualifying it for coverage under the Town of Brookhaven's program for public good insurance. And I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Resolution 231 of 2021 is authorizing the deputy supervisor to execute a contract renewal with Passport Labs, Inc. for the town's parking violation system. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, that ends the resolution agenda. Just before we do public hearings, I'd like to set the date for public hearing to amend the uniform traffic code to be heard on April 29th at 2021 at 5:30. So I'd like to make a motion to set that date.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, with the resolutions finished and the date set, we just move on to public hearings.
Public hearing number 1, Uniform Traffic Code Amendments. Town Attorney Annette Adaresta will be providing a brief summary of today's public hearing to amend the Uniform Traffic Code. Legal notices for public hearings are published no less than 10 days, no more than 20 days prior to a public hearing in one of the legal town newspapers. My office has received the signed affidavit of publication from the newspaper.
Okay. Annette, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm muted. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay, the following is a summary of amendments of the Town of Brookhaven Uniform Traffic Code. Article 7, Section 26, stop and yield intersections. There are 5 additions in the hamlets of East Setauket and Stony Brook. Article 8, Section 33, parking prohibited in designated areas. There's 1 addition for a segment of roadway in the hamlet of Quorum. Section 19, Article 19, Section 102A, speed limits on county highways. There are 17 deletions and 8 additions for segments of roadway in the hamlets of Bellport, Blue Point, Brookhaven, Center Moriches, East Moriches, Eastport, Moriches, and Patchrock. Thank you.
Okay, I'll move those. First of all, does any of the board members have any questions? I'm sorry. No questions, and I don't think there's anyone that has chimed in to speak on this.
No,
So
no speakers.
I'm going to make a motion to close this public hearing.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to close carries.
Okay, at that point, I'll make a motion to adopt the changes as enumerated by the town attorney.
Second,
All those in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Before we move on to public hearing number 2, Supervisor, when we did the motion to adopt set dates.
Yes.
The time is actually at
Oh,
At
it's at
2:30.
2:30. I'm
It's at
sorry.
2:30 on that date. So I just want to make note again, Uniform Traffic Code will be heard on that date at on April 29th at 2:30 PM.
Donna, there's a reason you're there, and that's to make sure we stay on the straight and narrow and do our
I
job.
can't take all the credit for
Thank
that.
you,
I have a staff.
We
All right.
appreciate your help.
So we're going to move on to number 2, 1 second, and I will begin that. All right, so public hearing number 2 is introductory local law number 4 of 2021 to consider enacting an introductory local law to amend chapter 10 of the town code of the town of Brookhaven entitled Parks and Recreation Areas, section 10-2 entitled Definitions, section 10-29 entitled Town Marinas and Mooring Areas, and chapter 74 of the town code of the town of Brookhaven entitled Brookhaven, Port Jefferson Harbor Complex Waterway, section 74-4 entitled Definitions. Legal notices for public hearings are published no less than 10 days and no more than 20 days prior to a public hearing in one of the legal town newspapers. My office has received a signed affidavit of publication from the newspaper. And if the town board should render a decision today, this has been deemed a secret type 2 action.
Okay, thank you. And we're going to hear from our town attorney on this, which briefly explain what these changes involve.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. This code amendment proposes to define rafting as 3 boats moored together, which is an increase from the prior definition, which was 2 boats, and to add that rafting is prohibited in town marinas. The purpose of this amendment is to prevent overcrowding by rafting, which causes an unsafe condition and impedes boat traffic to and from the marinas.
And also to prevent rafting in areas where people moor their boats, because people pay for moorings and sometimes they can't use it if people are rafting and they're rafting over their mooring spot.
There are actually people that use other people's moorings. Just because their boat's gone, they just use their mooring. We got a lot of complaints about this the past year.
So we're trying to resolve that. Hopefully this change resolves that issue. Thank you to the town attorney. Do any of the board members have any questions?
No.
Okay. With that said, do we have anyone chiming in from the public?
No, Mr. Supervisor.
Zooming in. All right, I'll make a motion to close this public hearing.
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
and public hearing number 2 of March 25, 2021, I have a resolution of adoption of local law number 4, amending chapter 10 of the code of the town of Brookhaven entitled Parks and Recreation, section 10-2 entitled Definitions, section 10-29 entitled Town Marinas and Mooring Areas, and chapter 74 of the code of the town of Brookhaven entitled Brookhaven, Port Jefferson Harbor Complex Waterway, section 74-4 entitled Definitions. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, public hearing number 3,
Yes.
which I understand may be tabled.
Yes, but we're going to open it so it'll be to a date certain.
Okay,
So public hearing number 3, determination of the premises located at 99 South Haven Avenue, Mastic, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Ferretti LLC. The owner of other persons having an interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and the actions necessary to secure or remove same. Legal notices for public hearings are published no less than 10 days, no more than 20 days prior to a public hearing on one of the legal town newspapers. My office has received the signed affidavit of publication from the newspaper. Should the board render a decision tonight, well, this afternoon, this has been deemed a secret type 2 action. We know that's not going to happen because we're going to take a motion to adjourn this public hearing to April 29th.
I'll make that motion and I'll,
2:30 at 2:30 p.m.
okay, I'll make that motion and I'll encourage the owner of the property, if he is watching, to get in touch with our law department and our building department. We endeavor to work with people. The conditions that exist in this house are serious. The subject of a Supreme Court order, as I understand, and I would ask them to get in touch with our law department. And I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And at the law department, who should they speak with?
They should likely call Ken Laurie or Annette Aderesto herself. That way she can work with any representatives that they may or may not have.
Okay,
So we'll move on to,
public hearing.
okay. Public hearing number 4, determination of the premises located at 00, also known as 32 Whiskey Road Ridge, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Ferretti LLC. The owner or the persons having an interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and the actions necessary to secure or remove same. Legal notices for public hearings are published no less than 10 days and no more than 20 days prior to a public hearing in one of the legal town newspapers. My office has received a signed affidavit of publication from the newspaper, and should the board render decision, this has been deemed a secret type 2 action. But I understand I'll take a motion to adjourn this public hearing to May 27, 2021 at 2:30 p.m.
This is for Whiskey Road.
This is for Whiskey Road, yes.
Jane, that's your side, Rich.
You want to postpone this to when again, say, Donna?
May 27,
I make that motion.
at
Second.
2:30 p.m.
I'll
All
second.
All those in favor, I have Mr. Lavelle seconding. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then public hearing number 5, determination of the premises located at 195 William Floyd Parkway, Shirley, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Ferretti LLC. The owner or other persons having an interest in the premises may be heard with respect to the condition of the premises and the actions necessary to secure or remove same. Legal notices for public hearings are published no less than 10 days, no more than 20 days prior to a public hearing in one of the legal town newspapers. My office has received a signed affidavit of publication from the newspaper, and should the board render decision, this has been deemed a secret type 2 action.
Okay, and who is speaking on this resolution?
Supervisor, I am.
Brendan, Brendan isn't in today, or?
I think he took a vacation day.
Really? Not allowed?
It's not, it's, okay, Matt, go ahead.
Is the screen up?
Yes.
Thank you. I wasn't able to get it up. Members of the board and supervisor, thank you. The property in question is 195 William Floyd Parkway. The owner since September of 2017 is Edison Gutierrez. Property taxes on a structure have been unpaid since the 2017-2018 tax year. The property in question is not on our vacant registry. It has been initially boarded by the town in November of 2015. It was subsequently reboarded 6 times over the last 6 years, with the last time being in January of this year. In January of this year, January 14th of this year, Cassin, Spinelli, and Ferretti had conducted an inspection of the premises. and a report was issued on January 26th. The property in question is a 36 by 62 wood frame, two-story residential structure with a basement resting on concrete foundation. It is clad with brick, sheeter shake, and asbestos shingle siding. The building is in extremely poor condition. The roof is old and worn, and based on the observed interior, the roof is not watertight. Some photos you can see. The basement is damp and has areas of suspected mold. The furnace is not serviceable. Waste management has also been on the property at least 3 times with violations for litter and tall grass. And the building has been boarded up, but the basement windows are open presently, continuing to allow trespassers.
Hmm.
There's trash throughout the building. You can see the ceiling due to the prolonged moisture. Evidence of trespassing and debris and damage. The property in question has several code violations, including the International Property Maintenance Code, sections 101, 108, Chapter 3, sections 301, 302, and 304. It's also in violation of the International Fire Code, as well as the Town of Brookhaven Code Property Maintenance, Chapter 49, and Unsafe Structures, Chapter 73. Pursuant to the above definitions, the owner has not corrected the existing defects nor made any of the required repairs to the structure. Due to the condition, the engineer has recommended that this be demolished, as it is unsafe for the general health, safety, and welfare of the public.
Okay, any questions from board members?
I just have just comments, and first I'll say, Matt, it's good to see you again at town board meetings. Although we do not meet in person, you've done an admirable job, although I don't think that Brendan's job is in any way in jeopardy. This house used to be one of the most beautiful houses in Shirley. I know the supervisor knows the house as well. Anyone who lives in the Tri-Hamlet community, anyone heading to Smith Point knows this house. This was a family known as the McAuliffes owned this house. This was a beautiful house. They sold, and subsequent owners, things happened. We would have liked to have seen this house fixed up. This is the second time we had a survey done on it. We tried to work with people. The gentleman that Mr. Minor referred to, Mr. Gutierrez, we tried to reach out to him. I understand he was in the law department at one point. We have not heard for years. And this house has been the subject of squatting, other illicit behavior for which the Suffolk County Police have been called. I know the area. I've spoken to the neighbors. Unfortunately, the time has come for this home to come down. It's unfortunate. No one on this town board wants to be in the business of taking down homes, but when people do not take the responsibility themselves, and most of the time it is financial institutions, the town board acts to protect our neighborhoods and the safety of our community. So it's my recommendation that we move forward on this home.
Because obviously people living in it, you could see the air mattress, shoes, and a kerosene, kerosene heater.
Yeah, Jane, it's been broken into as
Unbelievable.
Commissioner Minor remarked. We've reboarded this house almost every single year, and
Time for it
to
come down, Councilman. Time for it to come down. Neighbors deserve some peace of mind and quality of life.
Agreed, and we've resecured it many times. The time has come. So I will make a motion, unless we have speakers on this
No
hearing.
speakers. No speakers.
I'll make a motion to close public hearing number 5. So moved.
I'll second. Awful. Look
All
at that.
those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And I have, for public hearing number 5, of May 25, 2021. I have a resolution of adoption determining the premises of 195 William Floyd Parkway, Shirley, New York, to be unsafe as defined by Chapter 73 pursuant to the engineer's report of Cashin, Spinelli, and Ferretti LLC. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, that ends the public hearings for today. It also ends all the business on our agenda. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn this town board meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.